You got the promotion. Congratulations. The corner office might still be a fantasy, but the new title is real. And so is the sinking feeling in your stomach. Suddenly, your former teammates are looking at you differently. The person you used to gossip about, the boss, is now you. Your predecessor was either a saint you can't possibly live up to or a tyrant whose messes are now your landmines. Welcome to management. Here's a terrifying statistic for you. Research from sources like Development Dimensions International consistently shows that over 50% of first-time managers are struggling. Some studies place the failure rate, as in they quit or are demoted within 18 months, as high as 60%. Why? Because the skills that got you here are now useless. You were promoted for being a brilliant doer. Now, your job is to get brilliant things done through other people. Stick around, and we'll give you the essential playbook to not only survive your first year, but to crush it. Your first 90 days are a minefield of beginner's blunders. To navigate it, you need a fundamental mindset shift. Your value is no longer in the code you write, the sales you close, or the reports you file. Your value is now measured in the output of your entire team. You're not a player anymore. You're the coach, the strategist, and sometimes the water boy. Let's start with your biggest threat, beginner's blunders. 52% of managers are actively seeking new roles shortly after that promotion, and most of it stems from rookie mistakes made in those crucial first 90 days. Here's your new skill set. Skill 1, information mastery. You're about to be hit with an information tsunami. Create 3 buckets: act now, act soon, and archive. Before we move on, take a moment to absorb what you see on screen. If it doesn't fit in these buckets, it's noise. Delete it. Skill 2, the friend-to-boss transition. This is where most new managers crash and burn. Here's your survival strategy. Have the conversation within your first week. Sit down with former peers individually and say, "Our relationship is changing, but my respect for you isn't. How do we make this transition work for both of us?" Skill 3, legacy management. You're either following a saint or a sinner. If they loved your predecessor, don't try to reinvent everything day one. If they hated them, resist the urge to trash talk. Instead, focus on what you're building, not what you're fixing. Skill 4, intelligence gathering. Become a diplomatic detective. Ask questions like, what's one thing that would make your job easier? And what should I know that nobody's told me yet? You'll uncover landmines before you step on them. Skill 5, boss relationship engineering. Your relationship with your boss can make or break your success. The loyalty exercise isn't about blind obedience. It's about strategic alignment. Learn their priorities, communication style, and pet peeves. Then deliver results in the format they prefer. Skill 6, surprise prevention protocol. Bad news doesn't age well. Create a simple system. Green light means everything's on track, yellow means potential issues, red means immediate attention needed. Let's pause for a moment so you can review the points on screen. Keep your boss informed, never surprised. Skill 7, the leadership shift management is about processes. Leadership is about people. 41% of organizations are shifting toward frequent one-on-one meetings because that's where real leadership happens, in those individual moments of connection and guidance. But wait, what if I told you that everything I just shared could actually backfire? What if following these rules perfectly could turn you into exactly the kind of manager people quit? Here's the paradox. 42% of middle managers say they are often or always stressed, a higher share than C-suite executives. They're following all the rules, doing everything right, and they're miserable. Their teams are disengaged. Results are mediocre. The question that changes everything: are you managing people or are you leading humans? This leads to the first and most critical mechanical skill in leading humans: delegation. The urge to do everything yourself is a death sentence. It screams, "I don't trust you," to your team and burns you out in record time. Here's something to remember though. Stop delegating tasks. Start delegating outcomes. Instead of saying, "Format this report," say, "Our client needs to understand these 3 key insights by Friday." How would you present them? You'll be amazed at the creativity and ownership that emerges. So, how do you delegate effectively? Use the impact versus effort matrix. High impact, low effort for you to explain to someone else? Delegate it immediately. High impact, high effort? That's a development opportunity for a senior team member. Low impact, low effort, delegate it to a junior who needs to learn the ropes. The only thing you should never delegate is the final accountability, critical feedback, and strategic vision. That's your job now. Next, communication. You must project authority, but not tyranny. The fastest way to do this? Be decisive and clear. Don't say, maybe we could think about trying to get this done by Friday. Say, the deadline for this is Friday at 5 p.m. What resources do you need from me to make that happen? One is a suggestion. The other is leadership. And choose your weapon wisely. Is it a complex instruction with multiple steps? Use email for a paper trail. Is it a sensitive feedback conversation? Face-to-face, always. A quick, simple clarification? A phone call or instant message is fine. Using the wrong medium is like trying to chop down a tree with a spoon. It's messy and nobody gets what they want. Finally, your most underrated tool, your ears. Stop waiting for your turn to talk. Practice active listening. When a team member is speaking, your only goal is to understand their point, not to formulate your rebuttal. A simple trick, repeat back what you think you heard. So, if I'm understanding you correctly, the main bottleneck is the software licensing? This confirms you're listening and clarifies the real issue in one move. Okay, you've got the basics. You're delegating, communicating clearly, you're a Zen master of listening. You're feeling good. Now for the real world. Your boss calls. A new top-down directive has just been issued. It's a massive change to your team's workflow. It's full of corporate jargon like synergistic realignment and proactive paradigm shifts. You know with absolute certainty that this change will be disruptive, unpopular, and your team is going to hate it. They will see it as pointless, bureaucratic nonsense that makes their jobs harder. And honestly, you kind of agree with them. But your job is to implement it. If you present it poorly, you lose all the credibility you've just built. You'll be seen as a corporate mouthpiece. If you side with your team and badmouth the decision, you're being disloyal to your boss and undermining the company. You're caught. What do you do? This is where managers fail and leaders excel. Your job is not to be a messenger. Your job is to be a translator. You are the change agent. Don't just forward the email. That's a coward's move. First, you decode, lock yourself in a room, and translate the corporate nonsense into tangible outcomes. What does synergistic realignment actually mean for your team? Does it mean the marketing team will now provide leads before your sales team has to cold call? Find the YEFM, the what's in it for me, for your people. Even if it's small, find it. Second, frame the narrative. When you present the change, lead with that benefit. Acknowledge the disruption head on. Say, look, I know this is a big shift and parts of it are going to be a pain to implement. My goal is to shield you from as much of the friction as possible. The reason we're doing this is so you can stop wasting time on X and focus on Y, which is what you're best at. Third, empower them. Don't just tell them what to do. Ask them how they think it's best to do it. You're giving them ownership. Say, the what and the why are fixed, but the how is up to us. How do we implement this with the least amount of chaos? This transforms them from victims of change into architects of the solution. You've just linked a lofty corporate goal to the people who do the actual work. You will have resistors. For them, use the 5 elements of effective discipline. Be specific, be objective, be timely, be consistent, and keep it private. Address their negativity one-on-one. I've noticed you seem frustrated with the new process. Tell me what specific issues you're running into. By addressing the behavior, not the person, you can correct the course without destroying their motivation. Being a manager isn't a single skill, it's a constellation of them. You wear multiple hats: bureaucracy basher, expediter, therapist, visionary. Your success hinges on your ability to motivate, develop, and guide. It starts with a positive attitude, projecting confidence even when you're faking it, and ends with a team that trusts you to lead them through the fire. So here is your mission. Don't just watch this video and go back to your overflowing inbox. I'm challenging you to conduct a 30-day SIT report starting tomorrow. SIT stands for Supervisor, Intelligence, Team. 1. Supervisor. Schedule a meeting with your own boss. Ask them one question. What does an outstanding success in this role look like to you in the next 6 months? This is you demonstrating loyalty by aligning with their goals. 2. Intelligence. Schedule a 30-minute bout one-on-one with every single person on your team. Don't talk about projects. Ask them 3 questions. What do they love about their job? What's the biggest frustration or bottleneck they face? And what's one thing they wish they had the opportunity to work on? This is you gathering diplomatic intelligence on their unique motivators. 3. Team. At the end of 30 days, look at your notes. You now have a map. You know what your boss wants, what your team needs, and where the dragons are hiding. This isn't just a plan. It's your defense against surprises and your foundation for becoming the leader you were hired to be. Now stop watching. Go lead.